Okay, so I just want to let you know, Diane, a little bit about what's going on. I shot 3 videos. Beautiful sunset with, over the little pond of the water, just beautiful. Yapping through the whole way, walking down the marshy area. Anyway, yapping the whole time and telling funny, just doing funny things and whatnot. A good video, I thought. And then anyway, 2 other videos, some air traffic that I know I was wanting to do. Anyway, I had my headset on and all this. Did a voice clip, 2 voice clips for my sister. Had to explaining her how I didn't lose her dog and that, dog had run out. It's basically a repeat performance of what had happened earlier today, which I already told her first time I took him out. Anyway, and then I went to go listen to him and no voice. And then that's when I realized the headset that I had on, the headphones that I was using, didn't have a mic. So the 3 videos, the yapping videos that I posted and uploaded to YouTube and all this, has no yapping. Just I don't know. I hadn't even really looked at the videos, see even worth quality. But anyway, I wanted to just sit back here. Let me find my vape thing. I started to clean my tent, which basically I took everything out, and then I kind of got caught up doing laundry and going to find Stuart, and because he had run off and went and found some human friends this time instead of the cat friends. But anyway, and basically was fooling around and dancing and whatnot, and I didn't bring everything in and before nightfall, and now things are a little wet, so I got my kerosene lamps over there, which put out a lot of heat, and trying to dry out my blankets just a little bit. I still got a ton of stuff outside, but I'm not gonna trip out about it. I'll get it in. Anyway, I just want to let you know things that have been going on the last. I got it. I color, and I've been having problems finding really decent coloring books that I like, and either the paper's not right or blah blah blah, or I just don't like the photos that well. I find a lot of mistakes in them, and anyway, and the ones that are good are really expensive, and there's not really a whole lot of I don't know. It's just I'm just disappointed in the quality, or and they're so expensive. Anyway, so then I got the idea because, all my Ascension friends and all my spiritual friends, a lot of them are artists, and I know a lot of people who do really good work, and thought I could get a few of them to contribute to a coloring book. And then Lavelle Zimmerman, I post a lot of his quotes. He's just a lifesaver through this whole Ascension process. Anyway, I messaged him. He's in Germany right now with his crew, and I messaged him and asked him if he would mind if I use some of his quotes, because I know how much they've helped me, and he was on board. Oh, use whatever you like, blah blah blah. It's just great. It's an honor to be collaborating with you, and blah blah blah. And then I thought, oh, the honor is mine, and I thought, oh, that's so great. And then some other people that I just thought I'd copy them. Some other artists and some people that really do some really good. They sell their work, that kind of thing. And I wasn't expecting them to be so forthcoming with all their paintings and stuff, which I have a computer program that I can convert, any paintings or whatnot into a coloring page. And I asked their permission, and they, I got over 13,000 of them on your Instagram, blah, 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 use whatever you like, and blah, 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 this. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so cool. Anyway, it just kind of taken a life of its own. And then I've been talking to all these people. I got on my other Facebook page where I hadn't been on in a while, just talking to a bunch of people, I don't know, for all day, and really haven't gotten a whole lot done. Well, but yeah, I have gotten a lot done. Anyway, so basically what I'm going to do is this book, and I don't know if I'm going to publish it or an ebook or whatnot, but give it away, not to make money off of it. Basically, spiritual, ascension, waking up, the craziness of it, maybe, Lavelle's quotes have helped me an awful lot with the ascension process and letting go of judgment and just all kinds of things like that. And then maybe visions of the new earth, maybe some pictures. I was just asking people, if they draw or painted or whatever, just, anything they could send me to my email, and they can email me or scan it or take a picture of it, and scan it and email it to me, and then I can convert it and whatnot. I don't want anybody having I know Ellen Bush, she's an artist, an art teacher, a music teacher in Houston. She's helped me an awful lot. And she actually sent me prints and stuff, and I want to speak with her personally also to let her know not to do that. But she is around your age, I want to say, but I don't know. I'm not sure how old. She's older than me, older than my mother, but healthy and vibrant, and just a lovely lady. And so I haven't talked. She was basically the one I was having in mind. A few kind of Texas people, and then so all these other people that I just on a whim, just copy and pasted, sent it to them, and they all jumped on board. And this one woman from, I'm not sure where she's from, some Scandinavian country, her and I talked for quite a while. Anyway, it's really nice connecting with these people again, and that I hadn't talked to in a while, and anyway, so but I just wanted to let you know what I was doing. I don't know, it's just kind of taking a life of its own. All these people are just really excited about it, and what's it called? I don't know. I didn't even have a name for it. I just wanted a coloring book with some cool pictures, and thought I'd share. And then the quotes from LaBelle are just really inspiring and make my day. And especially during this time, these times are unprecedented, and all I see on videos all over the place, and even if they're not a fear video, they have the title of it. And I posted one early this morning or last night or something. All it is basically, this guy's got a video, and he's basically talking about the equator. When this pole shift has happened before, scientists have come to realize, and we've been told it's happened before, and this is why this such and such happened. And then in the ley lines, he's basically describing very calmly scientific, fact, and talking about quantum physics and whatnot. But the title was like some fear-based, title, and I guess to get your attention or something, and so it's not. I want to redo these, because that video was really neat, and the way he did it was really cool. I would like to upload that video, but without the fear crap, with it. Also, everybody's version of ascension in these times are going to be different. Everybody's version of every day is different. Everybody's perception of, there can be 10 people watching an event or something happening, and you're going to get 10 different versions. That's why, in a court of law now, eyewitness accounts are not really used as evidence as much anymore, because they're so different, and it depends on everyone's perception. Quantum physics has proven that reality doesn't happen until it's observed, and so it's how you observe it that defines reality itself. So yes, our thinking, our thoughts, what we're focused on creates the reality. And I'm sorry, but all these preachers, all these years talking about Armageddon, blah blah blah, this stuff and all this judgment and stuff, that's Satan's version of shit, and that's a version of shit. But that doesn't mean that's how it has to go down. And it sure shit isn't going to be going down. This is not a horror story. This is a love story, And so I would just want some uplifting things and a different take on what's going on. Not all this, oh my God, and the government shut down. Who the fuck needs the government? I'm sorry. But have you been, I don't know about your local government, but city of Dallas is huge. Dallas County is huge. The city of Dallas building, and I'm going to videotape it one day, me going in there. Because I did over the summer. They've moved out the DMV. They've moved out records, birth certificate, where you get your birth certificates and whatnot. They moved those offices or those departments out of the building, and there's very little left in that. Hardly anybody is in that huge building. They blast Wi-Fi, free public Wi-Fi far and wide, and there's hardly anybody down there, and it's huge, taking up all kinds of space. It's freezing cold in there. I'm telling you, everybody, watches the news and thinks our politicians are hard at work doing this, blah 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 blah. They ain't. And believe it or not, we get along just fine without them. They make us think we're dependent on them, but let me tell you, you got one agency after another being formed to watch this, be a watchdog of this group, and then you have to have another watchdog of that. It's huge. It's gotten big, and they hadn't really done anything but become stockholders of every major American corporation, well, not every corporation in America, and thus have changed policy, which really should be against the law. It is definitely unethical, but it's legal for them to do it, and they've done it. They're all friends, and they're all corrupt. And the thing about it is that everybody talks about Trump this, Trump that. Okay, nah. Now I would much rather have, instead of having a pretty little liar up there telling me, blowing smoke up my ass, with all the other politicians, the charismatic ones, even that I voted for, were full of shit, okay? Their agenda was totally different. Now we got somebody up there really telling it how he feels, like it is, and what America really does think, and what American politicians think about these other countries, and just, and who America really is, because we're not always the good guys. Actually, we've been the bullies on the block for quite some time. And people need to open up their eyes, but people don't want to hear the truth. They want to hear somebody up there pretending to like them and pretending to care about lesbian policies or pretending to care about this. They would rather be told the lie. So many people would rather be told the lie and fed the bullshit rather than hear the blatant truth, I'm just not that way. I know that, I posted earlier today, or I saw a lady's post. She was worried about, she was all stressed out and whatnot, talking about ascension and stuff, all stressed out because her state, I think it was Connecticut, was passing a law, in the middle of passing a law, to where you couldn't get even religious exemptions from getting your children vaccinated. And she was all stressed out about it. I'm like, you know what, there was, in my state, it was against the law to forge shot records and fake your kids' shots too, but I did it for my 2 younger children. And, it wasn't legal for me to be going in, I guess legal, for me to be going in men's restrooms, but I've been doing that. Texas Stadium, all the concerts I went to, shit, I did that all the damn time. Clubs, shit, yeah. Women's restroom, too many damn people in there. Men just go in and out, and really and truly, they're a lot cleaner. I've been tempted at work. I've done it accidentally in other jobs. I've gone into the men's room just not even thinking about it. And but I've been tempted to go in at Walmart, and because I think men are a little bit cleaner than women, actually, maybe. And but I do see that they have paper towels, so I don't know. I was going to check it out. I've never been worried about that. I've never been worried about being accosted or anything about it. Listen, I've had kids. I had my youngest child. I could not go take a bath without him having to go poop, and we'd have one bathroom. No privacy with the kids, but I tell you what, anybody walk up on me or whatever, I would accidentally kill somebody. It's just not going to happen. And your fear brings it all on. So things like that just haven't happened to me because I'm not afraid, or I don't think along those lines. And it isn't that I'm gullible or I'm blah, blah, blah. No, I've thought about some and whatnot, and I'm telling you, anybody walk up on me, or I'm midstream or whatever, and somebody unexpected, shoot, I'm going to accidentally stick that pin that I've got in my hand up their nose, and accidentally kill them. I've had that worry. I walked home, in old East Dallas, and when it wasn't nice, and there were gunshots all over the place and whatnot, with all kinds of homeless people laying around, they don't scare me. That if they are drunk, which a lot of them have cerebral palsy or different issues, medical issues, they're not going to chase after me. They're not going to chase after me. They don't chase after me. I walk right through their encampments. I have not had any problems. Drunks that are on the street don't bother me. They can't run. I've never had a problem with them. I don't. It doesn't upset me. What kills me is all the people who are drinking in their homes, bitching about the homeless people that are drinking on the street. Shit, they've lived a tough life. Leave them the damn alone. Let them have their alcohol if they want it. Everybody needs a. I don't know. Everybody's so worried about everybody else and not with themselves. And here I am bitching about everybody else. But I don't know. I don't think you realize how very little this government does for us. I know the city of Dallas, and they were talking about the shutdown and them not getting paid. They're going to get paid. The government shut down many, many times. This has gone dragging on and whatnot as a distraction, and it works. I tell you what, people, oh, Trump wants to do this, Trump wants to do that. I've never heard anybody call on the president's name so damn much as people in conversations and water coolers and whatnot. The thing about it is, they're getting you to concentrate on the things that you don't need to be. They're making. That's how they're creating reality. Is by getting you to think about it, talk about it. The more you think about it, talk about it, it's gonna happen. Shit's gonna happen. Bad shit's gonna happen. The thing about it is, if we recognize that and don't buy into it, which I hadn't for quite some time. The president doesn't run my life. I don't, I don't worry about what all they're yapping about because it's all bullshit anyway. I know how laws are made, and I know the laws that they tell you about on the news. Well, this law is going to do this for you, but they don't tell you what you need to know. You need to go read the damn law. On most laws, there are so many laws on the books that they pretty much counteract everything that's already been put down. The law, basically the law of the land is whatever the cops and the judges want to do at the time. That needs to be cleaned up. But they never retract any law. So, there's all kinds of laws on the books. I mean, you can go to jail for all kinds of things. You just don't need to worry about it. It's not that I've never been to jail and I'm all that. It's just that I just never worried about it so much. Yes, I've only had like 3 traffic tickets. I should have had a whole heck of a lot more. You don't know how many cops just looked at me and just shook their head like I wouldn't even worry because I'd slam on my brakes when I see them or whatnot. Was a horrible driver. I thought it was good at the time until my kids got older and they admitted to me that I was a shit driver. But I finally realized I wasn't a good driver. I did enjoy driving. And back when I could see and construction was so horrible. Now I enjoy watching clouds and talking to people. So I love public transportation. I like that young guy that I was caring for at that crap elderly home thing that I was working for. The young guy that had the stroke. He's in the Philippines now, getting better, and they're doing all kinds of stem cell medicine on him and rehab and whatnot. But he's Filipino, but his mother is he is Filipino, but he wasn't born there. Anyway, but she lives there, and he's getting really good care and has all his friends and whatnot. I talked to him. He's on my Facebook page. He's an artist also. He's a movie maker, a filmmaker. He's done some films. Oh, I need to talk to him about this. Anyway. He had made a post talking about how he was financing his films and whatnot by working for Uber and doing all kinds of crowdsourcing. That's how he got one film made, and it's free and it's on YouTube. It's a full length feature film. But anyway, he was talking about how he liked driving for Uber and talking with people and how it gave him conversation and was able to meet all kinds of different people. And I told him, I enjoy doing that on public transportation all the time. I mean, I would not, when you're driving by yourself and you road rage and all that, I think a lot of people don't talk enough to people on the streets, that they don't have a really good feel for what everybody's thinking. They pretty much go along with what the news says or their perception or movies or whatnot. In reality, there's a lot more people awake than everybody realizes. Because I've had lots of conversations with people on the streets or on buses or whatnot, people my age and older, and they all don't have this perception that most Christians do or what we traditionally were brought up. I think most people are more middle of the road than what we give them credit for. Too many of the good news travels, bad news travels faster. I think too many of the bad seeds or whatever, they're just louder. They just talk more. I don't think there are more of them. Anyway, I'm just yapping here 20 minutes. What else? Okay, so I want to tell you that. What else? I'd like my job. No, this is funny. So, so the cutie, the hottie, my manager, he's like, I don't know, 20 something Latino hottie. I don't know who he is. Anyway, he totally ruined my fantasies of him and whatnot because he kept running me and telling me do this and do that. And he basically, he was a manager at a super center type Walmart in the electronics department. And he's never worked in produce. He's never worked, and certainly not managed. And Walmart training is shit. They're just throwing it into everything and don't tell you. I mean, and also communication between the other managers. It's heavy in management. So, like, you've got store manager, and then you've got fresh food manager, and you've got grocery manager, and you've got so the fresh food manager. He's like the assistant manager. He's like 23 also. He's the guy that's in the reserves, and so then under him is my manager, Hector. Well, but Hector wants to make like he already knows everything, so he doesn't ask questions. He doesn't, and also, it's a young guy thing or whatnot. But he would rather just not know and find out on the fly. And anyway, so I was getting a little pissy at him and stuff because it felt like he was blaming me for the way, orders were coming in because he was ordering, but also the way they do it. Probably Marco or the store manager was probably going in behind him and placing double orders and just making sure we had the stuff because he was just tripping out about all this stuff we're throwing away. We have dated product, and some was going bad. Hell, a lot of it was coming in bad, and over the holidays, and just everything was just crazy. And so he would I felt like he was on me because the two older Mexican men, one's 73, the other one's my age probably, they, the story is from Marco, who hired me, the assistant manager. They do whatever they want, so, but they can't be managed, is what Marco said. I get along with them just fine. 73-year-old guy, I'm tripping out that he's like a little Popeye, Mexican Popeye. He's lifting stuff. He's real short, and he won't let me, lift heavy shit, and which I can. The other ones, the young ones, they let me. But anyway, he's really polite. But I catch him all the time. He's on the cell phone constantly. Like he goes in the back and he's constantly on the cell phone. He's been that way. I don't know if he's got a new girlfriend or what. He doesn't need to be working so many hours. Anyway, he needs to have enjoy himself. But it really pisses off my young manager, Hector. He's like, oh my God, he's like a 15-year-old. I don't know what's wrong with him. He's getting on my nerve. But it seems like the Hector. So finally yesterday, I've been really angry with him because he totally ruined my fantasy of him because he's been on me a lot or on my case a lot or, just. And I felt like, but my perception was all wrong, and I kind of recognized it yesterday that he's trying his ass off trying to talk to me and trying to, and to try to come up with a conversation. But, he's 20-something, and I'm taking it all the wrong way. Mainly because my history of treating men has been horrible. I dated a guy that talked too much, and then I'm basically Pookie, my fourth child. I had his biological father was he talked, but he mumbled a lot, so I couldn't really understand what he was saying, which kind of meant I didn't have to listen to him. And that's pretty much been my MO for men. I don't know. I treated men horribly. Toys. Anyway, but yeah, Hector is ruining my fantasy of him by talking and by, anyway, ruining my, I guess that's why I was getting a little pissy. But come to find out, he was not on my case. It's just I'm the only one he could talk to. And basically what he's getting me to do, instead of him asking, like produce bags. He didn't know he was supposed to order them. Nobody told him that he was supposed to order them. That he's supposed to order them on Thursday and we get them on Tuesday. The other people had been ordering before. They just stopped. They just, he should know all this stuff without training him or telling him. They don't tell him that he needs to do the ordering. They just let him find out the hard way, and we've been out of bags for, almost 2 weeks. And he didn't know what was going on. And I asked Marco, and Marco's like, yeah, I tried to get some whatever, but it wasn't on the truck. And nobody told Hector, my manager, that he needed to order those, or the training is just crap. But also lack of communication. Everybody just expects everybody else to. It's almost like who's bullshitting who kind of bullshit. Me, I'm too old for that, and I'm just going to go talk, and I'm going to be nosy, and I'm going to, I'll talk to people. That's how you find out the truth and find out things. You don't assume anything. But Hector doesn't want them to know that he doesn't know, he's insecurity, I guess, doesn't know what he's doing. Better to learn and find out than find out the hard way. But there is some, it's just a bunch of bullshit. Just too much management. And and then all those older ones, no, we don't want to go into management. And then management's young, and basically they're there to impress the higher ups, just all kinds of. Anyway, so if he uses me as a go-between, okay, we'll go find out this or go find out that. That's fine. Then it makes him look fine, and that's how he's learning, and that works for me. But I finally recognize it as him trying to talk to me and have conversations and whatnot, and I was just taking it the wrong way. And once I recognized that, then things got better between us. But I was being, and him, poor guy, he had no fucking clue how pissy I was and why I wasn't talking and why I was so mad at him all the time. And anyway, and mainly I just kind of figured out today, he just totally ruined my fantasy of him by talking. That sucks. I'm horrible. Anyway, of course I'm not going to tell him that. I need to be nicer to men, and but anyway, so one of the older Mexican men that's my age, Ernesto or whatever, he calls me Michelle. Hey Michelle. He used to be hey Missy or hi Missy, and he has to give me a hug every morning, and then every time he sees me, like I'm walking over here or I'm walking over there, every time he sees me, hello Michelle. Anyway, he's just very sweet, and then Pops, Donato, the 73-year-old man, he's a wild man. 73 years old. Christmas Day, I think we had to work several hours Christmas Day or something. It wasn't that bad at the grocery store. It's fine. But anyway, but by lunch, which meant 10:30 in the morning, he's going off to lunch to go get him some alcohol and comes back wasted and hardly did anything the rest of the day. He's not really working a whole lot, which is fine because he is older. I'm not begrudging him that. I really not. I'm getting my hours, all the hours I want. If I want more, I can. Okay, I'm shaking because I'm a little chilly. I've got 2 hurricane lamps but I didn't shut the other window thing. That I have warming up the place, but I'm using lamp oil and it does not burn clean. I gotta change my oil. I'm using the Walmart brand. Anyway, I should have the one of them, the smaller one, which really it was bigger, but I broke the lamp thing. Doesn't put out as much heat as the other one does. It puts out a lot of heat, but it's a cheapo Walmart brand. I should have gotten a Coleman, especially since my heat's worse. But that and putting up this Mylar, this is that thin blanket stuff that like the firemen give you or whatever, emergency EMS. I pay $3 for each one of these, and I think I've got 3 up in here, and that's what I insulate with. But I haven't done that part. I need to, and then I wrap the tent and on the outside and tarps to kind of keep the wind off and whatnot. It's been windy a lot, but that pretty much insulates the place. The cot is for when it rains, because when it rains and it floods from the bottom, like from underneath, and it just does. It's just a whole. The ground outside has not dried up. It's damp always. I wake up in the morning and there's like a heavy mist outside, and there is, before nightfall, and I should have remembered that and brought in my blankets, but I didn't. They'll be fine. Yeah, it's just different living outside. And you just have to do things differently, and I have to learn differently, and I have to not listen to people who have never done this before. My mother and my stepfather have not done this before. They don't even go camping. And after listening to them and taking advice from them is psychotic, because taking advice from anyone who hasn't been in your situation is psychotic, because they had me almost, they had to talk me into getting a grill and putting it in here. And of course I would have killed myself. No ventilation. But you don't, that, the fumes from that, oh hell no. And then plus it was messy, and so it totally messed up the floor, tent floor. But I need to get a bigger tent. This was a nice tent, and it was bigger than what I had, but lots of holes in it, and the seams were so all coming apart. Anyway, and I appreciate it being given to me, but it's upgrading time. But you know, I got to thinking, the whole thing really for me is wanting to go sustainable, and getting one tent after another. That's not sustainable. I was thinking about making like a little shed type thing on wheels, and with like a greenhouse type thing. I was thinking something like that, like me making it, and then for about the cost of a tent, you know, a good tent. And I'm sorry, this video is shaking. Like I said, I'm cold, but I shake anyway. My hands have always done that, but not this bad. I just got cold. Chill. I've got put on summer clothes today, and then as soon as the nightfall and it's clear, then it got cold. But it was hot or warm today. This is nice. I don't know. It was beautiful. What else was I going to tell you? I don't know. I'll think of it later. What else is going on? I don't know, but I had 3 days off, but basically this art collaboration thing just kind of took a life of its own, and I really need to get a laptop. I was wanting to get a laptop anyway, and so now I can justify it because I need to do this project. And but anyway, I don't need to justify money I spend. If I want to spend $80 on markers and crayons, then I shall do so. And I have to admit that I've been playing a lot of games on my phone. I played bingo off and on, Bingo Blitz, and just some Townville, which is basically growing produce and and whatnot, and selling it in store and doing, I don't know, it's a fun game. But I kid you not, $2.99 here, $5.99 there, $7.99 there. Last paycheck, it was like $120 that I spent on video game, on not these, well, the phone games, just helping me build my town and buying decorations, and I know it was wasteful, but it's fun, and why not? I mean, why not spend money on things you like? Good experiences, you know. I've heard it once, I've heard it a thousand times, and I have to agree. The best memories of my life has been blowing money on, like, taking my older kids and all their friends to concerts, you know, Meteor, the Meteor concert with them. Okay, now I can't even think. Not Limp Bizkit. Come on, Michelle. You tip of your tongue. Anyway, there was this one concert in Dallas, and it was just an awesome concert, and a whole bunch of people, alternative rock. My kids just loved it, and my daughter's like, I can't believe you spent all that money. You needed to go get your teeth fixed, and you didn't. You went and blew all that money on your whole income tax on you know, something we'll never remember. Well, then my oldest son, yeah, he's, I'll correct you, you know, correction, I remember that. And then all his friends pipe up, yeah, I remember that. That was the best concert ever, and that was so much fun. And anyway, yeah, you should spend your money on experiences and stuff. I also wanted to apologize that I haven't sent you or Jared paintings, but I'm going to send you a book that I'm making. Yeah. And I have your address. I just need Jared's or wherever he's at or whatever, and then I have to contact them. I know when my sister, you know, has been it just each location is different. Everybody has different rules of what they can receive and whatnot, and so I just wanted to find out where he's at. Also, then I can contact them and find out, you know, with the rules. And also, I know I wanted to buy him some commissary. I know that it's extremely important when you're in jail and prison, food, especially in Texas. But I know that that is what a huge deal commissary is. And I know for women, I know my sister used the like M&Ms, the coloring on the outside of M&Ms to do paintings and drawings. My Facebook profile picture, the fairy, she did that when she was in prison, and she colored it with M&Ms. They use a lot of that for makeup, different things. It's just a whole different, and I'm sure Florida is a lot like Texas, unfortunately. Well, around the whole country is just crazy, the legal system, but definitely Florida and Texas kind of take the cake. Anyway, other than that, I don't really hang out at my mom's a whole lot. I do to charge up and whatnot if she's asleep. But when she's awake, which she hardly ever is, I have to run out of there and just get out of there because she's just so judgmental, and so her version of the world is just so different than reality. I just prefer not to be around her that much. And my sister's doing well. She's gained a lot of weight. I mean, she's just really has, and she's never been this big before. And she works so hard, but she's stressing out so much. And I know she needs to get away from her mom, but financially she can't. And plus, my mom makes it to where she has to be. I mean, I don't know. She sets my sister up an awful lot, but a lot of it is in her mind. And I'm trying not to be all judgy, but let Kathy know. And see, Kathy is afraid she wouldn't be able to do this. She wouldn't be able to live outside like this. And that, but I want her to see alternatives as far as work and whatnot. She went on a job interview today that sounds really promising and really something that not as much of a prison experience as she's having. She works for the legal drug dealer. She works for CBS, and let me tell you, that's one messed up operation. But it's also depressing, and it's not what she wants to be doing. So, but she thought with her prison record, she just felt lucky to have gotten a job. And I told her, what's sad is 80%, almost 80% of Texans have a felony, and so they had to if they want to hire people, they have to open that up to felons. So, but also a lot of her stuff is off her record now. I don't know. She's just so used to that hanging over her head. She just, I think she's the only one hanging over her head. But she was so stressed out and having anxiety attacks before going to this job interview. I'd never seen her like that before. And my mom's like, take this pill. And my mom's got like a whole big bucket. I mean, the size, bigger than that, like a bin full of medication. My mom loves medication. She's Munchausen by proxy, Munchausen period, but she just not. Why take one when you can take 5? That kind of thing. Anyway, she just she loves doctors. She likes being the attention, I guess. But anyway, but she also likes pushing off her pills on everybody else, and a pill's not going to fix anxiety issues, and Kathy's never had them before like this. And it's her diet. She doesn't eat. My sister does not eat any vegetables. Lettuce is pretty much the only vegetable. Maybe a tomatoes sauce on pizza, but her diet is horrible. She is opening up to newer things, though. I've seen her. I blended up some broccoli real small, cut up some real small. She actually ingested it, put it in some soup or something like that. She's opening up to change. Anyway, but she's got Stuart, her daughter's and grandkids' dog. My sister's got now, and he's really good for her. He's a really good helper for her, and he really keeps her calm and centered and happy, and so I'm glad that's a good fit. But he is a Basset Hound pit bull mix, and mostly Basset Hound, short. Like he could be 2 feet away from me and I lose him. Don't tell my sister that, but I really did lose him tonight. So he came out here with me in the tent. I was doing laundry at my mom's, but I didn't want to hang out there. So drying some clothes, and they weren't dry yet, so I just grabbed them and took them for a walk and decided to go ahead and bring them on out here. And I just let them run loose, you know, when I'm out here. Well, he took off. I forgot about him because I was singing and dancing and cleaning and organizing and whatnot, and I forgot that I was babysitting, dog sitting for like maybe an hour. And so I go to my mom's. I thought, well, maybe they let him in, you know, that he went home. They let him in. And no, Mom hadn't seen him. So, oh, you lost a dog, blah, 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 which I shouldn't have told her, because he has his haunts he likes to go to. And some other kids were just walking him around and whatnot. They said they'd been walking him around a while. They just loved him. He was so sweet. And normally he likes hanging out with the cats down the road, or he just likes exploring. But he does need more exercise than what we're giving him. He can run fast. He's short. He's fat. But he's young enough right now. He needs more exercise. So I told Kathy. But he runs faster than me, and it's hard to give up with him. And I told Kathy that I was going to build a little old boxcar type thing and harness him to it and have him pull me around or something. Maybe we'll do that. I don't know. It's not like we couldn't use exercise, but it's just taking the time to do it. Okay, so this is 41 minutes long. So anyway, well, if you have time to watch, I will talk to you later. I'm sorry I'm just sitting here not... It's kind of dark in here. I got a flashlight. Yeah, that dropped it. Anyway, I don't know what time it is, but I do have to go to work in the morning, so I got to get all this cleaned up and organized and go to bed. I will talk to you soon, and I just wanted to let you know that I love you, and I think about you often. I just don't get on Facebook much, and I don't do a whole lot of posting, and I don't have time to watch everybody's videos, and I was trying to catch up on some, but then I decided to do my own. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. Bye.